Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Sherlock Holmes zusammen mit Let's Go.
Hallo.
Machen gleich weiter, wo wir aufgehört haben.
So, let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault.
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just bad circumstance.
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position, yet here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes, and I'm no exception.
Boniface Mercurio, does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio.
Well, him, yes, I thought he could have been the blackmailer. But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence. Mr. Holmes, I've built my entire career on hard work and uncompromising dedication to the crown. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you hurt.
Ein Flüchtling.
Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
That's not all.
Also,
Ach so.
Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism.
John, lass das Plakat in Ruhe.
Gedankenspiele machen.
Da fehlt uns halt eins.
Der Abgesandte hegt ein eigennütziges Interesse an der Fotografie. In seinem Besitz wäre sie für ihn keine Gefahr mehr. Also, was war hier? Blablabla. Warum steht da immer noch, dass ich Gedankenspiele machen kann?
Wahrscheinlich, weil wir fertig werden, wenn wir dieses eine... Hä?
Also,
Warum ist das nochmal da?
Opfer des Systems. Die Flüchtlinge sind Opfer des unmenschlichen Systems. In der Situation muss und kann verbessert werden. Oh. Der Abgesandte will seinen Ruf wahren. Der britische Abgesandte missbrauchte bei einem Fest die Geflüchtete. Wenn ich mit der Furie seiner Tat in die Öffentlichkeit gehen würde, wäre es ein Kiröne. Der könnte jedoch den Flüchtlingen helfen, um dies zu verhindern. Kleine Rübel. Thomas Norton ist ein Vergewaltiger, der bestraft werden sollte. Andererseits würde dadurch den Flüchtlingen ein besseres Leben verwehrt bleiben. Ich werde dem Abgesandten die Fotografie geben, damit die Flüchtlinge eingebürgert werden. Der britische Abgesandte verdient für seine Tat wieder mein Vertrauen auf Vergebung. Eine ruinierte Karriere ist das Mindeste, was er verdient. Ich werde Werner Vogel Fotografie geben, damit er die Sache in die Öffentlichkeit bringen kann.
Uff. Ja, dann sind halt die Flüchtlinge weiterhin gefickt. Verstehst du?
Oh, Alter!
Okay.
Ich würde dem Flüchtling helfen.
Ja.
Wenn er wirklich unter Drogen stand, die er sich nicht selber zugenommen hat, dann ist er an sich nicht selber schuld.
Boah.
Okay.
Das können wir jetzt wieder sagen. Wir haben uns
Have you thought
entschieden.
it all through?
Almost. The refugees, what will happen to them?
Well, I wouldn't be standing here in this fancy office if I didn't know how to pull the right strings. In fact, it's the only thing I know. The local governor will receive a decree signed by the House of Lords containing a request to patriate the refugees in the name of the Crown.
From where did you gain such influence?
I never asked you how you found the photograph. So don't ask the magician how he performs his tricks.
But how can I believe you?
Ugh, I presume you do believe in my selfishness. The initiator of the refugee salvation will be none other than the British envoy, savior and protector of those in need. It's a win situation for me too. Now, what about the photograph?
You deserve to be punished, but the greater good is what matters here. I won't bargain it for justice for Naylor.
I'm glad that this situation is over.
It will be over when you settle the matter of the refugees.
You have my word, Mr. Holmes.
Oh,
Warum sind wir jetzt wieder bei Vogel?
warum nicht?
Mr. Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft?
Oh, der ist ja gerade
I've brought
gehumpelt.
news, but not all of it will please you.
Fill me in, Mr. Holmes.
Aufgepasst.
I won't shoot the messenger.
I located the thief, but found him rather cold. He was tight-lipped about the painting, too.
Ah, he's dead. How very droll, Mr. Holmes. One presumes you were not responsible.
It was an accident at the refugee camp. He impaled himself on his own knife.
Life is nothing if not cruel and capricious.
I tracked down Boniface Mercurio.
I presume he wasn't delighted about the situation.
He was not having a good day on account of his murder. Killed in his own flat by the same person that stole his painting.
Oh, sweet Mercurio, perishing in the pursuit of his art. How apt. I will miss his exceptional sense of humor. What about the stolen painting? Have you located it?
Unfortunately, I could not locate the missing painting.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, such disappointing news. Not even a shred of information? The slightest lead?
I'm afraid the case has gone cold.
I suppose if you were unable to find it, no one else could. What a pity. Oh, but I can tell. You learned something else, didn't you? What happened to your crusade of truth? Was it not that important, after all?
No truth will satisfy you, Mr. Vogel.
It was not an attack, Mr. Holmes. If you've chosen not to tell me, I respect your intention. But it is just rather boring, isn't it?
It is what it is.
Well, now that we've resolved all of our
Muss da immer so ein
outstanding
Schnittbild
matters, I
drin.
have a gift for you. I took the liberty of having it delivered to Stonewood Manor. I am told it belonged to your mother.
And what exactly have you sent me?
Frankly, I'm not sure how to answer that. I trust you'll know.
Previously, you mentioned there may have been more to my mother's passing than consumption. It appears you were right.
Oh dear. I'd hoped to be wrong.
She was unstable, mentally unwell. She required sustained specialized treatment, but her madness persisted.
I knew that Violet had disappeared from the public eye, but had no idea of her suffering. I cannot imagine what you're feeling.
I'm fine. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. I am curious to see what you have procured.
Nice.
Nice. Ich glaube, wir haben den Fall auf jeden Fall nicht zu 100% gemacht.
Glaube ich auch nicht.
Egal. Brauchen wir nicht.
Jetzt bekommen wir jetzt wahrscheinlich eine neue Erinnerung.
Ja, wahrscheinlich.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I presume.
Correct. With whom do I have the pleasure?
Emilio Estevaux, happy to make your acquaintance. I am here on behalf of Mycroft, your brother. He's on his way to Cordona. In the meantime, he requests your assistance with a sensitive matter. My orders are to provide you with the details.
Ja, lass uns mal ran.
Ja,
You have my
aber-
attention, Mr. Estevaux.
Mark Ridley, the son of General Arthur Ridley, is being blackmailed. Suffice to say, the compromising material is of a delicate nature. The matter is of no small importance to the Crown, especially given the status quo on Cordona.
What does Mycroft want me to do? Retrieve the blackmail material?
No, sir, nothing of the sort. Mark Ridley is meeting the blackmailer atop the old city bridge tower. You shall observe from a distance, then establish the blackmailer's identity. Do not attempt to arrest him. We'll handle it from there.
Saving the best for yourself? Fine.
There is a cafe just over the bridge that provides a good vantage point. Please report to me when you are done. I'll be waiting for you here, and remember, discretion is of the essence.
Ich glaube, das müsste der vorletzte Fall sogar sein.
Nein.
Nee, nee.
Ne, das ist eine Nebenquest.
So, aber erstmal. Schon besser.
Ist das unser Bruder?
Bizarre object, and yet oddly familiar.
And again.
Will er nicht auch nochmal eine Nebenquest? Mit Sirenen?
Nee, das mit den Sirenen war... Ach doch,
Did you just remember something?
war es nicht der
Yes.
tote Simon?
A room full of curiosities and artifacts. I think I can find it in the manor.
Sherlock. So, you continue to pursue the imaginary. I had hoped you might have got all this out of your system by now.
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Get out of my house.
It's my house, actually. I've come to bring you back.
I have no interest in returning, let alone with you. I know you lied about Mother all these years, claiming she was merely ill, but she was unstable. She never had tuberculosis. She was not recuperating, but mentally deteriorating, and you never once thought to tell me. How dare you?
I shall not indulge this petulant tantrum. You can just tire yourself out and then slink back to London with your tail between your legs.
Just tell me everything. I'm an adult now. Show me the basic courtesy of an explanation. You know I will find out eventually.
The goal was stability, and that's what you got. The right thing for everyone was to try and move on from her passing.
The consequences of one's actions determines what is right or wrong.
Yes, exactly. The ends justify the means. After leaving Cordona, Sherlock, you had a normal childhood. In London, I was able to support you, guide you, shape you into a fine and productive young man. You have so much potential, so much to offer society.
But that's not the end. Now I found the truth, and it has shattered everything I knew about her, about you, and about myself. I feel unstable because of you. Your actions were not justified. Lying never is.
Oh, grow up, Sherlock. It was a white lie which has as much use in the realm of the interpersonal as the international. It is time you come to accept that some things are bigger than yourself.
Oh, you are full of it. You like to pretend you care about the big picture, but it's just an ego trip. You like knowing more than others. You like greasing palms and rubbing shoulders with the rich and powerful. You like having eyes and ears everywhere. The fact it helps the nation is incidental, because all you care about is yourself.
It's true. I have agents everywhere, including Cordona. If you weren't so damn stubborn, you'd realize that means I'm only here for you.
Was für ein Arschloch.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Mir fiel wieder ein, wie ich einst große Knochen untersucht hatte. Ich erinnere mich auch an die Reflexion der Lupe und an Mutters Stimme. Aber auf Artefakt-Universitäten, er musste sich irgendwo im Erdgeschoss des Jahres befinden, in der Nähe eines auffälligen Gemäldes. Das ist doch
Dann
das.
Kreis, oder?
Ja.
Aber auch kommt das schon, oder? Hab ich mich getäuscht, wenn du zurückgegangen bist. Also wenn du jetzt schaust. Andere Richtung.
Warte, ich muss mich kurz muten. So, wo meintest du?
Da dachte ich, wäre was gewesen.
Ah,
I remember returning home with a pair of perfect sticks. We wanted to turn them into training swords.
Oh, that's right. We stood there, frozen, staring at something huge in the main hall. It was a giant aquarium with a living mermaid in it.
Impossible. It must have been something else.
schon.
Oh, of course. That mortifying hoax presently taking up space in our front yard.
Well, fine. Your memory's better than mine. But I'm sure we started examining it immediately. And someone else was around too.
It was my mother. She asked what I thought of the artifact.
You were really concentrating and holding something in your hand.
I inspected it with a magnifying glass and was able to confirm it was made of two different skeletons. The mermaid was a fake.
And so it was time to smash the thing. Your mother took a hammer and...
Slow down, John. That's not how it happened. I remember other people joined us. The workers took the artifact and placed it into the cabinet of curiosities. It became part of Mother's collection of fakes. She always said that the truth lies in the details. This mermaid helped me to learn that. Ah yes, my mother's studio. She was an authenticator, and this was her cabinet of curiosities.
I never saw the point. What does it matter if some artifact is real or not? It still exists.
Gut, aber den Raum erkunden wir in der nächsten Folge. Also würde ich sagen, das war's. Lasst ein Like und ein Abo da, wenn es euch gefallen hat. Schaut bei Let's Go mir vorbei, schaut bei unserem Twitch-Kanal vorbei. Morgen 17 Uhr geht's weiter. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.
Tschüss.